Matthew 13 is a pivotal chapter where Jesus begins teaching in parables about the kingdom of heaven. These stories reveal truths about God's kingdom in ways that invite both understanding and reflection, but also conceal the message from those who are unwilling to listen. In verses 1 through 13, we have the parable of the sower. Jesus tells a parable about a farmer sowing seed on different types of soil: the path, rocky ground, thorns, and good soil. The seed represents the message of the kingdom of heaven, and the soils represent different responses from people. Some reject it, some receive it superficially, others are distracted by worries, but some embrace it fully and bear fruit. Jesus explains the meaning privately to his disciples. This parable is also in Mark chapter 4. The key message is that people respond differently to Jesus' message. In verses 10 through 17, the purpose of parables. When asked why he speaks in parables, Jesus explains that they reveal truths to those open to God while concealing them from those with hardened hearts. Quoting Isaiah, he highlights the spiritual blindness of many. The key message is that parables serve to reveal truth to the humble and conceal it from the proud. In verses 24 through 52, Jesus tells 5 other parables about the kingdom of heaven. In the parable of the weeds, a farmer sows good seed, but an enemy secretly sows weeds among the wheat. The servants want to pull up the weeds, but the farmer tells them to wait until the harvest, to avoid uprooting the wheat. The key message is, the kingdom will grow alongside evil until the final judgment. In the parable of the mustard seed, the smallest of seeds, we see how it grows into the largest of garden plants and becomes a tree where birds perch. The key message is that this illustrates the small and humble beginnings of the kingdom that will ultimately grow into something vast and influential, offering refuge. This parable is also in Mark chapter 4. In the parable of the yeast, the kingdom of heaven is like yeast that a woman mixes into a large amount of flour until it works its way through the whole batch. The key message is the pervasive, transformative, and often hidden influence of the kingdom of heaven as it spreads throughout the world and transforms individuals. In the parable of the hidden treasure, the kingdom of heaven is like treasure hidden in a field. A man finds it, and in his joy, goes and sells everything he has to buy that field. The key message is that the kingdom of heaven is priceless and worth giving up everything to obtain. In the parable of the net, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant looking for fine pearls. When he finds one of great value, he sells everything he has and buys it. The key message is that the kingdom of heaven has supreme worth, and that total commitment is required by us to possess it. In verses 53 through 58, Jesus is rejected at Nazareth. Jesus returns to his hometown, but the people doubt him because they know his family background. Because of their unbelief, he performs only a few miracles there. The key message is that human unbelief can limit divine power. There are 5 key themes in Matthew chapter 13. 1. The kingdom of heaven, described through various parables emphasizing growth, value, and judgment. 2. Hearing and understanding. The ability to grasp spiritual truth depends on the openness of one's heart. 3. Patience and judgment. The kingdom of heaven coexists with evil here on earth until the final separation. 4. Value of the kingdom of heaven. It is precious and worth sacrificing all to gain. 5. Rejection. Even Jesus faced skepticism and rejection from those close to him. Matthew 13 uses parables to teach about the nature of God's kingdom, how it grows, its value, and how people respond differently to it. Jesus reveals that understanding these truths requires a receptive heart. We see that even Jesus experienced rejection, foreshadowing the opposition he would face throughout his ministry. This chapter comprehensively describes the kingdom of heaven as something initially small, but destined to grow, present yet hidden, requiring radical commitment, and ultimately leading to a final separation and judgment. It serves as a foundational teaching on the nature and destiny of God's reign. As followers of Jesus today, should we be asking ourselves, why would Jesus spend all this time on all these parables that talk about the kingdom of heaven? Is it because he wants us to fully understand that this is not our true home?